As from now on a commie, and you are a fucking commie. Don't like that. Give me a notice and fuck off.
All right, welcome. No crying in the cool room. We are back.
Hello.
Another hiatus, as always.
Back. Weeks off, eh?
Two chefs taking time off whenever they want. No, I was incredibly sick, still am. And nice to see you, Lachie. How's it going, dude?
I'm all right.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I've been busy last 2 weeks anyway, so it kind of worked out well that you were sick and I wasn't.
And you went and crushed life while I
Fucking
went
crushed
backwards.
life, crushed money.
Yeah.
Fully Conor McGregor'd it up, but this week.
Hopefully you don't end like Conor McGregor did.
How is he?
He's not going good now.
Oh, right.
He's a cocaine addict.
I think he's getting to the stage where he will have it looks like his neck's getting as thick as mine though.
He's on. Are you on steroids?
I'm just on the full protein and carbohydrate diet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if that's steroids, then yeah, I'm fully on
roids.
Yeah.
Just casually.
I don't know about steroids. Hey, I don't know what that would do to me. Because I don't want to. Because with steroids, you kind of want to work out too. I don't want to do that too much.
Yeah.
Well,
then you'd just be angry, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon because you couldn't like work it out.
Yeah, a lot of pent up anger.
The workout I do would not work off the steroids at all. It's just enough to keep my back cool.
You know, there are people that just do steroids. Like it's a thing now.
They just do.
They don't like. It used to be that like you were Arnold Schwarzenegger and you did steroids and then worked out really hard.
Yeah,
but there's like a whole
and
culture.
The steroids helped you a little bit.
And you were like becoming a bodybuilder or something.
Yeah.
No, now they're just people just do steroids and peptides and go about their life and think that that's like helping them.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then they turn out like Conor McGregor, drug addict. I mean, he's got a Lamborghini boat. That's cool.
I would challenge anyone not to do that though. Like, that's got to be hard. You just get like whatever it was. He just got a bunch of change after the Mayweather fight, and that was it.
And then he bought.
I'd challenge anyone not to buy a ton of shit and be comfortable and think that you're going to be cool for the rest of your life, which he probably is.
It somehow fucks you up though as a human, doesn't it?
That's what I mean. Like it would have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just go off the rails. Like there's something about no one can tell you what to do anymore, and we all just go off the rails.
It's fuck you money. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if any chef actually got money. That's why I'm surprised that some of these celebrity chefs aren't more debaucherous pieces of shit.
Yeah, maybe you just don't see it.
Because they hide it. But then you would hear... I mean, imagine if, like, back in you were in the middle of your chef career and someone gave you $100 million.
Yeah.
The choices would be bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I just don't see... I mean, Gordon Ramsay did pretty well. He's got out of it reasonably clean.
Yeah,
because he was the psychopath, right?
Yeah, but I think it's that certain blend of not sociopath to a point. It's just like he looks very driven.
Yeah,
like leave no one behind. So yeah. That's what I think about him.
I think it's just surprising there aren't more chefs who just completely the celebrities. We should try and find out some of like the worst stories. Of like chefs that went celebrity and then just went off the right, like, you know, hitting people, like fighting and drugs and alcohol and spending ridiculous amounts of money. There's got to be a guy out there somewhere.
Yeah, I think it all ends the same though. It all ends in like depression, like figuring it all out.
Oh, trying to come back and rebuild your life,
and then yeah. I think it all ends the same.
Or you die.
However you get there, the journey that you get to, mental health, mental illness and things like that.
It's like the rock star story, right?
What?
Of like, you get famous and you go off the rails and you crash a sports car and you do too many drugs and you lose your wife and your kids are estranged from you and then
you have that realization.
You write the album, you turn it around.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
You make that dish.
It's a pretty dark slope, but yeah, I just think it's the journey how you get there. Like some people get there really quick, and some people can put it off for a bit. Yeah,
took me a while,
but it's there, yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
Took me a while. I went to a wedding on the weekend and...
Where? I might have worked at...
You know? It was at the beach.
Brooklyn? No, good.
Yeah, Fremantle. You're working a wedding this weekend?
Yeah, I was plating up, cooking some prawns.
That would have blown my mind if I was at a wedding and you were in the kitchen, dude.
Yeah.
That would have been hilarious.
I'll often see wedding photographers that I know now through making like videos and photos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, you.
That's a good gig, the wedding photo gig.
Yeah.
If a chef wants to get out of the kitchen, get into that, because the wedding that we were at, the whole thing was about the photos.
Yeah.
It wasn't even about the wedding.
It's never about the wedding.
It was all about, like, everyone
They've got these handlers around too that aren't dressed for the occasion. You just look at them and go, how are you even...
What are you
You got
doing?
your Chuck Taylors on with your whatever.
Yeah.
Dirty shirt. And then they like, can I have some food? Like, far too early. And then they'll leave. It's like, because I've got to leave. It's like, well, we have to cook it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The timing of the food was off as well.
The vendors.
I wasn't happy.
Got to
Wasn't happy
feed the
about that.
vendors.
The timing was off. But the good news was I didn't wake up with a hangover. That's what I'm... I
Okay.
went to a wedding and I drank and I was responsible and had some waters in between. Took a few mushrooms, not too many.
Yep.
And
Makes
then
sense.
I woke up in the morning and I wasn't hungover and I'm like, I'm on the other side.
I can't remember the last time I was hungover. So, yeah.
Yeah. I was always hungover. I was always
I'm not saying that.
drinking and hungover.
I mean, like recently, I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can definitely remember being hungover,
Mm.
but I can't remember recently drinking that much that I'm hungover.
I felt like a responsible adult. I mean, I called the wedding party and they were all hanging out of their ass.
Yeah.
And that was like, yeah, I've made some new choices in my life.
All right. Cool.
Call me.
Wrong one. I was hoping for the claps.
I don't know what that one is. I can't remember what we put on there now.
You got a burning asshole. That's the other hot topic for the day.
Yeah, I do. I do today. I have this affinity for hot food, especially hot fried chicken. We were just talking about Nashville fried chicken, and I don't think you'd ever had it. So I was trying to
Sounds
describe
amazing.
what it was. Yeah.
Is there a few places in town that do it, or there's only one place?
Nah, there's a few in town that do it well. My favourites are probably like... Well, the one I went to last night was Local Bird. I go there pretty much weekly. And it's just great. But you pay for it in the morning.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I have a white guy's stomach.
Yeah, same. But I eat like not a white guy. So it doesn't help me process it any clearer. Yeah. So
Cool.
I've got that going on.
Dude, we got a bunch of really great stuff as well. A bunch of stories, a bunch of comments, and we also have audio stories that people have started to stream in on the website. So we're going to just do our normal thing and go through a bunch of hilarious stuff and have a good time.
Should we try and do the... Let's just try and do the fucking audios now.
Yeah.
Well, it's on speakpipe.com/no crying in the coolroom. So, hang on a sec.
Get on there. Tell us some stories. We'll play them on the podcast.
I can't remember where they are. Here we go.
And have a good time. I'll need to put this up for you, hey?
Yeah, set it right up. I haven't listened... Well, we both haven't listened to any of this yet. We haven't listened to a single...
Yeah.
a single voice message. So this first one, it literally just says servers bar bandit.
Perfect.
So we'll play that, and if it blows my ears up, we'll figure it out.
All right, boys, I've got a tale for you. Now, back in my uni days, I used to do a bit of bartending. Now, work a restaurant in the evening, then I'd have an hour, and then midnight I'd go work in a nightclub till like 6 a.m. Make some money. Happy days. Now, being the young bartender I was, and the uni student I was,
So funny.
rather poor. And I used to make sure that all the chefs always had coffees, and at the end of service, they always had a nice cold drink or a milkshake. Now,
Milkshake.
somehow or another, it would transpire that a cheeseburger would appear in the takeaway container just as I left.
Nice.
Don't know how that used to happen. Now, had this young girl start at the front of house, and she turned around to the manager one day and asked why I was the only person that ever got free food. And the next week there was a sign placed in the staff room saying, no free food,
yeah.
no free coffee, no free milkshake, no free fucking Postmates.
That
And
bitch.
that all
What a
meals were to
dog.
be paid for at a 10% discount.
Yeah.
Fucking dog.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway,
Is that what she
Give me the
said?
yarn about,
He just called her a dog?
Yeah.
exchanges that happened between front of house and the kitchen. And she turned around to the manager one day and asked why I was the only person that ever got free food.
Oh,
no,
maybe
went
he's gone
back.
And the
backwards.
next week there was a sign
I thought it was
placed
10 seconds is 30 seconds.
in the staff room saying, no free food,
She's
no
a
free
bitch,
coffee,
dude. What a
no
dog
free
act.
milkshake, no free fucking Postmates.
And
And the
Go on, yeah.
you reckon that it was intentional on this woman's part? She knew what was going on? Like, was it her first time ever and she didn't know and she just accidentally put someone in the shit? Or is she
I
just
don't
like...
care. Dog act.
Yeah, it's a
Complete
big
dog
call.
act.
In the hospitality.
Also, it's like, yeah, he's getting the food. How do I get the food? But instead of going, hey man, how are you getting your cheeseburger? I want to
go to the manager.
Yeah, and go like, what did you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And you're just blowing it up for everyone. Also, the chef, he might get to this. I don't know. The chefs are in the shit now too because they're giving away free food.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even free food. It's just like an exchange.
they're blowing up the game. We all know
Yeah.
what it is. We know
Yeah.
what the game is.
Yeah.
It's not even an unwritten rule. It's just a legitimate rule. Don't fuck anyone else's game.
Yeah.
If you're not getting your own thing,
By
make
the way,
it.
that motherfucker's still getting a cheeseburger from me. I'm just finding out a different way to do it.
Yeah.
All right. Should
Now
we
we've got to go. Yeah, all
let's
right.
keep going?
meals were to be paid for at a 10% discount.
Yuck.
10%.
Fucking-
Was that like $5?
Anyway,
Still 15.
give me your best yarn about exchanges that happened between front of house and the kitchen because I imagine there's a few. Don't talk about sex. We don't need to talk about that. No.
That was it. That's great.
Was that it?
Yeah. I reckon he's lined up another story and then gone, nah.
Yeah. Well,
I agree with that though. Like that's where the breakdown happens because like I used to feed front of house all the time, and it wasn't like I was nitpicking the good ones. It was just like whatever.
yeah.
They help you, you help them. That's it.
Well, I'm always
I
trying
don't
to
give a fuck.
I'm trying to hustle my own stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't a favoritism, but if you've got
No.
what I want, which is definitely coffee and alcohol,
Yeah.
then I'm going to be nice to you and I'm going to fucking buddy you up.
mainly coffee though. There was those people that would just like. It's more like here's what we have, here's what you have. That was it.
Yeah.
And then they would behave a little bit better, or you'd both behave a little bit better to each other.
Yeah.
So there was no complete blow ups to a point. Like you'd have to still fuck up.
Yeah.
I kind of like that scenario, but no, I've seen that heaps of times. Someone's gone, "Ooh, Lachie keeps giving fucking." And you're like, you saw that one time, and you
no
didn't
one's-
even say. You could have just gone, "Hey, I want one of those," and you're like, "Yeah,
No one's going to be your friend now anyway. Can't rock up to a new job and do that.
completely gone."
Was there, do you remember any like wicked exchanges that you used to get? We've talked about
Yeah.
whiskey at one point.
Yeah, whiskey. That was the big one, but then that started me off. Well, it didn't start me. I was already deep into the whiskeys and spending too much money on them and just permanent bender for about a year, 18 months
Yeah.
with the whiskeys. But yeah, whiskeys, takeaway coffee cups. So like we'd have like a thing on a Sunday at one point where it was like high tea Sundays. It's like gross, but you know, it was like the cut sambos and little cakes and everything. They were quite cool to like, yep, there you go.
Yep.
There's your little plate when you put it in a cool room or something like that. Or yeah, but that's an easy one to do. Just go boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
Off you go.
I was massive
No one hurts. You're not losing any fucking money. It's going to the staff anyway at the end.
Yeah.
There's always leftovers.
Yeah.
And they're the edges, right? You're not giving them the like middle fucking perfection shit. You're
Yeah.
giving them all the ones you can't be bothered cutting the edges off, or you put the bowl of the whatever there.
Yeah.
Go for your life.
Yeah, I always used to do
Someone
the
dobbed
chips.
me in for that. Fucking over, dude. That's a double ring. I'm double ringing that bitch every time going,
Ding,
is this your
ding.
section?
Yeah.
And she would have no idea why I'm picking on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just riding. Yeah, there's nothing like riding someone after something like that as
Yeah.
well. You know, like, oh, you think that this is how it goes? It's not how it goes. Bing, bing. Let's go.
It's gonna
Come
get
on.
so much worse. That guy's like, hey, man, do you want a cheeseburger? Not you. Do you want a cheeseburger? Yeah. But I accidentally cooked this extra one. Do you want to share it?
Yeah.
And then when she comes back, it's not available for her.
Yeah. What about leaving food out around
Just
where you
there.
know that they're going to eat it, and then when they touch it, you're like, you didn't touch that, did you?
Yeah.
Did you eat
That's a
that?
good one, eh?
Dude, that's my... Oh, we're fucked now.
You can see their face drop too, like, yeah, how am I going to get out of this one?
Like you have like a little dessert thing,
yeah,
and you're like, you didn't eat that dessert, did you?
yeah,
Oh, fuck you now.
yeah, yeah.
All right, that's good stuff. I love this. Very cool. It'd be nice if they say their name or...
Oh, there is an option to put it in, or they can remain anonymous.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we got ones from like
Or
Bruce,
even like,
Jono.
it's almost like you're in the army where you're like 15 years in, you know, like a little history. If you're out there and you want to do it, I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, sweet. I couldn't care less. This one is, I can't say her name. Maybe it's a her. Naemisha. Just, I don't know. Just
Hi.
So good.
I love listening to your podcast, and I really
cheers.
enjoy it.
Thank you.
Here's my fun hospital story. So currently, I'm in Paris, and I'm interning at this
there you go.
very prestigious, like 2 Michelin star, very famous chef restaurant.
Ooh.
Probably know the name, but I'm not gonna take it.
Fair.
But very prestigious restaurant. Okay, very fine dining, very haute cuisine sort of a thing. And so I work in the cold section, which is garde manger, and my chef de partie, whom I'm working under. So before service, we usually ask him to taste the stuff, whatever is good, not, does this work, is the seasoning right, as usual, like we do. And it
Like we do.
drives me crazy that every time he tastes something with the spoon and he dunks the same spoon back into it without even like rinsing it or
Yeah.
putting it in a bain-marie again. And it drives me crazy. And the first time I saw him doing that, I was disgusted by it, but I couldn't say anything
Yeah, cool.
else about it. And I have literally seen his saliva dripping down in the same bowl
all right.
like, while he's tasting stuff, and it
I was on this guy's side
disgusts
until that.
me every day, and it's just annoying to see that happen. Like, I wish someday someone is going to point that out and be like, "Hey, listen, you can't do this. This is again hygiene reasons." I mean, if a 2 Michelin star is doing that way, so I don't know how it is everywhere else, but. Yeah, that's my horror story for the podcast. Hope
classic.
you guys like it. Thank you.
All right, not washing your spoon. Controversial.
I don't think it's controversial. I actually like the fact that she's like, I work in a 2M place, and she's like, I don't know what else happens outside of this. Do you know what I mean? But I can guarantee I've seen some fucked up shit in like rosettes and all that sort of stuff, like the same things. You're like, I promise you that. Like, we had a bloke who, same thing, I'm not going to say the place, same sort of scenario, same sort of venue. He would always wipe his shoes with his tea towel and then use that same tea towel to wipe the plates. But it was so out of his mind, he would just wipe his shoes.
Yeah.
And then it would be the same thing. He would just do the plates every time.
Did someone
check on this
tell him?
one? It would be a thing, but I was too, like the same name, I'm probably fucking that name up. But it was definitely the same scenario where it's like, I don't want to be that guy to say this is fucked up. But everyone sort of knew.
Well, what is your attitude towards do you wash your spoon between tasting things?
Just put it in a thing. Put it in a
In your
wipe
little
it, or
in
just
your
do
little
something.
spoon thing?
Do something, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, saliva dripping off it. He lost me at that. Like, how does this guy tasting his food?
I don't know.
He's either really good and loves his job because he's salivating at the tasting time.
You get to that point where like no one's going to pull you up on it, so just do whatever you want.
He's only a chef de party.
I had another bloke who used to wash his the head chef used to wash his hands. Like, I used to take the pasta off and strain it, and it was like there was heaps of sinks around, but he's just like washing his hands in this big sink, and he'd wash his hands into the pasta.
No.
And I was like, bro, this is when I was just qualified and went to the UK, and I was like, what the fuck?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and he was like, and then he was just like overly aggressive about it, and I was like, he just shouldn't have been there. I was like, I've just strained it.
Shouldn't have been in the sink.
And there was like a hand basin like right there, but he just and he'd do it, but that was habitual. That was like, he'd come around the corner, do his hands there.
And he didn't care what was in the sink.
No, didn't
He
give a
never
fuck.
cared what was in the sink.
Didn't give a fuck. Here's me separating fucking yolks and saffron or because shit, make a fucking dough, roll it,
What a psycho.
blanch it, whatever. And then he's just like, I'll wash my hands in it and then go, fuck you. I'm like, I used to get so mad at this. But that was the same thing. I was like, well, fucking, if this is happening here, it's happening everywhere.
That would infuriate me.
Yeah.
Because it's also like...
Also, I'd try to get there early, like, oh, and he'd just be like, but he'd just turn around, like he wouldn't think like, he'd just think something's coming into the sink. I won't do it yet.
Wow.
You're like, fuck, dude, you have to protect your, yeah.
That guy's like lost his mind.
Yeah.
I would say that my... I was actually a stickler for having really clean water with my spoons in it on my section most of the time. Like I would wash it out quite regularly and keep it like that. I definitely wouldn't always just wash my spoon while I'm tasting things. Like I wasn't disgusting. I didn't have saliva, but
that saliva thing did get me.
It's like, you know...
I kind of get what she was going on about, and then I was like, oh, gross.
There is a different border between... like what a customer thinks you're doing and what you're doing. Like if something drops on the floor, I might pick it up and I might figure it out. Like I don't just throw things away based on the fact that it hit the floor or it's had saliva on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas someone at the front of house would be like, I'm in a 2 Michelin star restaurant. Everything is pristine. We're doing our job.
Yeah.
But if I saw someone salivating into food, I feel like even if I was under that person, I could say something.
I don't know.
Hey, dude.
I actually don't think I would care.
Hey, dude,
I've
stop
seen this
drooling.
shit, I don't care.
Stop drooling in my prep.
Yeah, it's more because it's yours, right? That's what I mean. It's like, that's what I used to go, because like, fuck. Because I've done all that work and just for you to wash your hands in it or drip saliva in my sauce or something.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a bit different. Like, but I've seen a whole heap of shit like that.
Yeah.
Like the cleaning of the boots was like, whoa, but it didn't affect me. Yeah. Like it was like I was in my own little... I don't do that. Yeah. And everyone else is taking the piss out of it, so... And we don't do that, yeah.
Yeah. To be in a 2 Michelin star restaurant...
I used to wipe my face like this and get in trouble for it. Like, all kinds of shit. But from the same people that would do that sort of stuff. Yeah. So it's like this is the rules in this kitchen, don't... That's gross, but the other stuff isn't, maybe. Yeah.
And it changes all the time from kitchen to kitchen. I just think that if that's the worst thing she's seen also, she sounds like a very nice person. She's in a 2 Michelin star kitchen and it's this guy's spoon is causing her a fucking bunch of trouble.
Yeah.
She's doing all right. Nice kitchen. Not too bad.
Yeah, but I do relate to that. Like you've made... He's putting shit in something you've cared for.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah. So I get the irk.
And then now maybe you have to use that sauce for the rest of the night and it just...
And taste it.
It gets on your nerves the more that you keep going.
That's the other thing is, you have to taste this shit that this guy's fucking dripped in.
Maybe it's not even about the customer. It's like that you're fucking got this guy's saliva around you.
You can't be numb to everything. You have to have something or else you're not fucking human. You have to have something like, this is gross. Don't do this.
Yeah.
Also, just like, I just think, you can imagine how many times that guy's walked, if he's tasting everything like that, you can imagine how many times he just walked around and not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, gross. Yeah. Same spoon. I reckon that's the place where they like everything's. I used to get this when I was a bit younger, where everything was always wrong with your food, even if it tasted. They're like, touch more salt, or
that's what I thought she was gonna say.
That's what I thought too. And then, which is like, but then you get a bit older and you're like, oh, it's just you has to say something, or you have to. Or maybe there was always something wrong with it.
No, I had a few different guys that just classic chef who would always just, even if it was like just a granule of salt, that doesn't do anything, dude. What are you on about? Like,
totally.
It was always that guy.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to say that he's never like said that she's done a good job or said that it's good enough.
Yeah.
He's always got a problem. I thought is where she's going.
She's probably thinking that now though.
One more.
All right, we'll do fucking Bruce. Bruce. It's got to be an Aussie, surely. Here you go.
Hey boys, congrats on the potty.
Yeah,
Love listening
bro.
to a couple of old ex-chefs like myself. reflecting on madness of service and
Bruce.
things going on in the hospo industry.
Fuck, I would have loved to work with
Mate,
Bruce.
who would have thought that when I fell into it at the age of 15, I'd give it 26 years of my life.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of guys out there that are serving long and hard, and the things I reflect on, like you guys probably, is what drew you to it and what kept you in it, you know? What kept it in it for me was, I guess, camaraderie, you know, fighting in the trenches with guys that, you know, were there for the same reason, you know? We wanted to fight time and mediocrity and do our best, and, you know, you'd get smashed with a service, and, you know, I saw things in kitchens over the years that I'm sure that, you know, would can make people really wonder why we were there.
Yeah.
Tell us,
but
Bruce.
Loved every second of it. Love hearing you guys talking about it. Love hearing guys that are doing the same thing now, you know. I mean, I'm a long time out of the game. But what it does for me is it takes it back and really gives me something to think about as to why I did it and where it's put me now, you know. Leaving a life of a chef is really hard, as you guys have discussed already. You go into other jobs.
Oh, yep.
He's fucking gone. Oh, yeah, there's a 90-second thing on it as well.
At the moment.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah.
Bruce was only just getting started.
Bruce is getting into it. I love Bruce.
Yeah, I do agree, Bruce. It kept you in it. That was very interesting. Camaraderie kept you in it.
Yeah.
Camaraderie.
That's the thing about, like...
Adrenaline.
Yeah. And we live in Perth, but it'd definitely be the same, like, in Melbourne or any city like that with that sort of chefing, is everyone knows everyone and everyone knows where they've worked, or, you know, sort of... So it is like that. Not to say there's, like, sort of competition, but there kind of is. But it's healthy competition. Then eventually you work with another person that was down the street or similar sort of cuisine, and it's all sort of on.
Yeah.
And you can sort of move jobs quite easily.
We didn't have, definitely not as a tight-knit a community as what I've heard from, like, between you and Pete and some of the other stories for Stewie and all of that.
Yeah.
Because it was bigger, but what it was for me was, like, anytime I ended up changing job, it was like a whole new bunch of friends.
Yeah.
And a whole new bunch of girls and like a whole new bunch of the same person and people, but in a new area, in a new place, in a new location.
Yeah.
Like there was always, you know, the druggy guy and the really, like, you know, stuck up young kid that wants to be a chef and isn't going to get involved in anything. And the manager was either a man or a woman who was skinny and tall and running around and being a jerk. But also when you got them out of the bar, they'd fucking get wasted more than anyone else, you know?
Yeah, but like I didn't really get along with some people off and on whenever. Even if it was just for a day, it's still service time came, so you were like help each other out and you're all in it together.
Yeah. Yeah, and I even miss that now that, like, it doesn't matter if you like someone or don't like someone, you all just got your job done at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And then went home.
Yeah.
Whereas in the real world, I've struggled with that. That if someone doesn't like you, now you've got an enemy and they're trying to, like, you know, fuck you over a little bit, especially in the comedy game.
Yeah, right.
You know, there isn't a common goal at the end of it. Like, you can't just walk past or brush past the fact that you don't like each other and just get on with your lives. It's got to be, now you've got an enemy. Do you know? Well, I didn't have that many enemies in kitchens. You didn't like that person. He was a cunt.
Dude, people like that have had blow-ups at me or I've had blow-ups at them, we still chat now. It's not even like an issue.
Yeah.
It doesn't even come up. It's just like we dealt with it. We've chatted about it before, but it's like you deal with someone face to face. It's not like a fighting thing or anything. It's just like you've already dealt with them.
Yeah.
On to the next day.
And I guess there's no way to
Or
backstab
dealt with
them.
each other. You're going to go, well, there's no hiding.
Yeah.
I actually think it's very healthy that way.
Yeah.
Where you can just say someone's face.
I agree, totally, and get it done and out of the way. And
there's no stewing over anything. There's no time for it. Yeah.
And because they're small areas, they're small locations, you're not actually really bitching that much about other people because they're right next to you. You know, like they're
that
around.
Shit comes from the fucking. I used to find all if the pastry kitchens were particularly sort of segmented off or something. That's where all that shit would come from, because someone would walk in and bitch about someone, and then but it was more venting. It wasn't like trying to start shit. It was more like, I got to vent to someone that's not standing next to me for fucking 10 hours. Or is constantly watching me baste fucking lamb rub or something. You're like,
yeah. And I used to love having little tiffs with people in the kitchen.
I didn't mind it. You
like
got to do something
face to face.
Yeah,
just like you could tell someone that you didn't like them, and you thought they were shit, and what you're doing right now is shit, and everything you've ever done is shit, and then they would say some shit to you. But you're getting on with your day, and there's no there's no repercussion of people getting fired.
Perfect as well.
But that's what even made it funnier. It's like when you're going after someone, and we're all pretty good at our job.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's what I mean.
We're all practical, good, organized people, and then you're just giving them shit about stuff.
Yeah,
that used to make my day. I used to love that.
I remember like telling this. I don't know. I mean, obviously just usual shit, but like I remember. We had this one dish. It was like quail. It was fucking tunnel bone quail with some shit. People used to. I used to have a bit in the oven because I had hot spots in this particular oven. So I was like, if I put it up there, I'm good for a bit. It'll get to where it needs to be. But if people keep like moving all the trays around or putting it down the bottom, or I'm kind of my timing's all off. So I used to say, like, fucking, can you stop touching my fucking quail? I remember having the thing with some bloke. He's like, I'll touch your fucking quail anytime I want. And I was like, that's fine. So I just kept deliberately moving his stuff around.
Wow.
And then he would be like, oh, yeah. And then it just stopped happening because it was like, yeah, well, now, I get it. So every time I'm in the oven, I'm moving your shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. But it's the same as like, yeah, fucking, you can't cook quail, cunt. And I was like, well, you're about to not be able to cook your shit either. But that's just like a learning thing. Is like, it means something. It's not like you're being a little bit dramatic and you're like, I'm not. It's like it's helping us.
The justice of a kitchen, man.
None of it meant anything either. Do you know what? If he left quail in there, I'm talking like 5 or 10 seconds difference. It's not like, now you realise. Now you're like,
now
oh,
you know.
Christ.
But at the time, I was
like, you fucking cunt.
Yeah, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Don't touch my shit.
Touch my shit at all. I got this. And I'm always perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like, so.
Touch my butter. I remember people always stealing my fucking butter. I used to have butter wars. I used to always have it diced, ready to go, everything like that. And people just steal it because it's just ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, yeah, but you got too much of it. And it's like, it will get used by me.
Don't take my prep.
Yeah.
That's a nice one as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of my going on as well. My prep, my butter, my quail, my pan.
You definitely got to own your section. Because someone will... Because you fuck up, it's on you. It's on you and it's on your section, so it's not...
Yeah.
And it's not like someone's going to come in and go, oh, well, that section's hard.
Yeah.
So and let him get away with it.
There's no excuse as well. Like, that's what I like about a kitchen.
That's exactly what it is.
It's not like, oh, no, he took my butter because then, therefore, it's like... No one cares about excuses.
Yeah, so you look after it.
So then now it is on you and your responsibility, and now you're self-policing.
Yeah.
You know? You're grabbing the shit, you're moving the stuff, you're stopping people from doing things because there's no excuse on the other side of it to the chef about, like, why you haven't done something.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas in the real world, I feel like I am constantly... And it's hard because I was 15 years in the kitchen. I'm constantly talking to people about their excuses of why.
Yeah.
Why this hadn't happened, why that hasn't happened. And it's hard when you're not used to that kind of shit. You know? And when I first got out of kitchens, all of these excuses and whys and all the things that you don't do in kitchens, I was still in a kitchen, so I'd get really angry and I would confront people and talk to people and say things.
Yeah.
And that would only make the situation worse.
Right.
In an office where, like, I'm like, oh, no, you've done the wrong thing. This isn't good and that's not good. And then they gave me a bunch of excuses. And I'm like, I don't need an excuse. That's crap. And everyone's like, whoa, Tim's a real bad apple. Look at this guy.
I didn't get the bad apple bit. Well, I guess I did because, like, people just like...
Or difficult. You know?
Yeah, maybe. But everything I said was right, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter to them.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe we had different job roles or something. Maybe I was allowed to speak up a little bit more. Maybe I don't know, but whatever. it was I was definitely met with that. Like, it's not my fault, it's the computer's fault. And you're like, why are you even saying this out loud? This is already over. You know, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But they'll keep going.
They act like you've fully dressed them down when you're like, hey, do you mind sending me that when it just comes through?
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, what happened was it? You're like, what?
What is this?
What is this bitch?
What are you doing?
Yeah, but then that's the problem. That's when the problem occurs for me. It's like, yo, that's cool. So next time I go, like, do I have to repeat myself? Did you not understand?
Yeah.
All I want is if there's a message from me, just give it to me.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, but what you have to understand is, you're like, no, I get it. What do you want me to say to make you believe I understand what you're saying? Yeah. You're dumb. You're dumb and you don't have any work ethic.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say.
My attitude was a lot of the time when I first came out of kitchens was, are we working or not working?
Yeah, yeah.
If we're working,
it's on.
This is what's happening.
It's 110%
If
on.
we're not working, I'll go home because
Yeah.
I don't want to be here unless I'm working.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're just dragging out a day for no reason.
What are we doing? Are we working?
Yeah.
Let's do it then. I say things, you say things, stuff gets done.
Yeah.
Not an excuse fucking roller coaster that we go on.
For the rest of the week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about why we can't do things.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Get her done.
There was always those micro politics of like, I'm the admin chick, but I'm also the head of fucking emails or something. And you're like, what? Like, I've never thought about my job role in the slightest. I'm just doing my job. Like,
Yeah.
I've never thought about it. I never thought I'm fucking head, whatever. Yeah. Or there was always, like, in sales anyway, there was always like this, like, you're a sales manager. You're a sales manager, but you could also be a brand, like a what was it called? There was like different words for basically the same job. So someone would go, but I'm also this, and you're like, I didn't ask you your job role. I just said, is there any?
Jeez.
When is delivery coming this week? Yeah.
Well, actually,
I don't
I'm not the
phrase
head.
anything to make you respond with anything else other than Tuesday.
Yeah.
Maybe. Just answer. They don't answer questions. That's what it is. They don't answer direct questions with direct answers.
I got the feeling that it was all about people trying to justify how much money they were getting paid.
It's justifying their role.
Like they're all trying to...
Doesn't matter if it's money or not.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. That they're important because they're always trying to show how important they are and how much work they're doing by not doing any work.
Yeah.
And I always found that just so confusing.
You could just do your work.
Yeah. So what you're actually trying to do
is
not work and get paid as much as you can.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to do.
I know.
Bruce, get back to us. Send us the second part of that message, brother. Love to hear from you. 26 years is a long time.
Bruce sends us. I know who. I've just realised who Bruce is. He sends us heaps of DMs. He's a good guy.
Oh fuck
I think
yeah!
we probably run
and messages. Chef Bruce.
Yeah, Chef Bruce.
Yeah, rock on.
Yeah.
Keep them coming, brother.
Chef Bruce. Every single one of our followers is Chef something.
Yeah,
it's such a dynamic fucking follower base.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, someone who oh shit. Okay, so someone clearly on hospo said to me, "Do you have? I don't know what's wrong with you. Do you have small chef syndrome? Have you ever heard small chef? Me either.
What is that?
I mean, like we can.
They didn't even tell you the follow up.
We got brains. We can probably assume it's like you're being like a little bit angry chefy, Gordon Ramsay chefy when you don't understand there's a problem.
Yeah, okay.
But I've never heard that small chef syndrome.
But small chef compared to small man syndrome, like a small man
That's
syndrome
what I think.
is
like little dick syndrome or little man,
over aggressive person when
For
they
no
don't
reason.
need to be.
Yeah.
But chefs are overly aggressive anyway.
Yeah.
So a small chef would have to be like just a bulldog.
What happened was someone said somebody's sides weren't seasoned. This is just like online randomly. This is how I get into these situations randomly because people care what I think. Stupid shit.
I think you should season your sides anyway.
Yeah, isn't it like I mean, don't not season your sides. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
Is this small chef? He can't reach the bench,
So I
he's
think I
not
just
seasoning
replied
it?
to the guy who said that. Yeah, I agree. Tasty, but like bit yeah, whatever. Wasn't being obviously as aggressive or anything. And then the fucking owner cunt, as usual, was like, fucking, I don't know what's wrong with you. You obviously got small chef syndrome. I was like, oh, you've been watching my shit. Yeah.
I think
but
that
that was the first time I heard it.
That person's made that up and has no idea what they're talking about. How about that?
Yeah, and also very dramatic response.
Yeah.
Something I probably think you've heard before.
Yeah. That sounds like an office worker to me.
You just buy some salt and then put it in things. Yeah.
But one thing I would say, if you are going to season your sides, don't drool on them at the same time. That's a hot tip from me.
Yeah, I mean, this same bloke has got 2 health violations already. Last couple of years.
H&S. You want to do another voice one, or you want to do some stories?
Let's get going with the voices.
Yeah, this is a heap of fun.
So I don't know if this is, I think it's Jai, but I don't know if it's an acronym, but I think this is the person. But he's figured out a part 1 and part 2.
Rock
We'll do
on.
that one. All right, here we
That's
go.
what we want, constructive chefs.
Let's see where we go.
Alrighty, so here's the situation. It's a small kitchen, i.e. it's me and the owner.
Is he eating?
I hope so.
I don't really know how to say what we do without giving away where I work. But it's a very small menu.
He's eating.
So
Edibles, probably.
most of the time, we change the menu every month. So I have these ideas and I bring them to the owner / head chef.
I think I know who this is.
And then I kind of forget about them for a little while, obviously in the back of my mind. And then, you know, the week before the menu changes, the owner comes to me and be like, I've got these ideas. Let's do this and this and this. It's like, oh, that's mental, man. That sounds cool. That sounds exactly like what I was saying before. If you guys have a way to navigate this, I'd really like to hear it. Because I don't really know what to do about this situation.
I feel like Lockie's got you covered.
Having your ideas, not so much stolen, but more of just
repeated back to you, bro.
You know, someone else thinks that they're their ideas after you've already consulted them about that.
There is a 2.
All right.
Well, I can chat about that. So,
you've had this happen to you.
Oh, so many times.
Yeah.
But it's just like how many times are you going to write a menu? You kind of get over it, and then you sort of wave back in as like, fuck you. Doesn't matter, it's the venue. Everyone knows it's yours at the venue. You know what I mean? Like it's like a... Yeah, as long as you sort of half say it, but then you get a little bit... It depends. Like you can get a little bit chippy about it. You'd be like, well, that was mine. Don't claim that you don't even know how to make a master stock or something. Maybe that you knew. That's the other thing is like you don't know how deep this has gone. This guy might have gone, I don't know how to make a master stock, and your idea was master stock braised duck or something, right? Something like this, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden he's like, you know what we should do? Master stock. You just learnt what master stock was. That's
braised. Yeah.
That sort of stuff. That sort of stuff's happened to me. We were like, wow.
Yeah. Is it more inflaming because that person is telling everyone that it's theirs all the time? Like you've made a menu for the month, and then for that whole month, are they like, you know, that was mine? Like if it's a popular dish, or when they go out, they're like, hey, I made this dish. Is that
I don't
what he's
think they
doing?
say it all the time, but it's like if especially if your food is now selling more, perhaps, or is more compliments coming back from it or something.
Yeah. So anything
and
that
then
doesn't
just claiming it, but like silently claiming it, like fuck, that's where you're like, oh, I can't work here, or
anything that doesn't sell is yours, and anything that does sell is theirs.
But I mean, officially, it's their menu, right? The head chef's menu, signs off on it. He has to take it to the ownership, unless that is the owner. And if it is the owner, that's even more kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I always like putting people's names on things too, like Melissa's master stock, whatever, duck whatever, yeah. Or do you know what I mean? It's really cool, and it's a cool way of including people to want to do better.
Yeah, I never cared. I don't.
But it's fucked up. I don't really like it. I don't really like it.
Yeah, I know what it is. It's a big thing. I didn't really care as much. If I'm trying to remember back to some of like the gastropub stuff, about whether like he would actually add things to my dishes and then they would be like his dishes.
Yeah.
On top, but
Totally.
it was like a little bit or like a little twist or something.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And I didn't mind too much. I remember the feeling sometimes. But I didn't like the fact that like when he would talk to the customers and different things that he would be like, oh yeah, that's my thing and I made this and I did that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, whoa, that's a bit fucking rough, dude.
Yeah.
So I can understand what he's on about.
Yeah. We had, I've had head chefs as well who just claim everything. Not even if it's yours, just like they'll put on, there's that classic, I don't know where it's come from, someone will fucking be able to tell us, but it's like lamb rack, you sort of half get it there, at like a sort of maybe a three bone rack or something like that whole, and then you put it in the Dijon mustard, and then you put it in the like a herb crumb, so it looks green crumb.
Yeah.
And that's I see that everywhere. Well, I've seen it recently too, and that's what kind of reminded me. And I was like, yeah, everyone does this. It's a great dish. Like whoever's come up with it at some point, it definitely would have either been in a cookbook or one of the sort of maybe Ramsay's or fucking Fat Duck or something like this.
Yeah.
But I remember a chef like fully claiming how good is this, and I was like, dude, this is everywhere, and I've seen this on TV.
Yeah.
How are you like standing there solidly claiming that this is? Yeah, it's a good dish, but it's like, I see it everywhere.
I totally understand what Jai is saying and how frustrating it can be, and we'll get to some tips for you, dude. But also, we all look up recipe books and cookbooks and mix and match and change anyway. Like, maybe it doesn't matter so much who's claiming what, because there used to be this dehydrated olive crumb that a French chef made like a Niçoise tuna, and he put the tuna in this black crumb, and I was like, that's fucking amazing. And I've used dehydrated olives everywhere all the time on everything ever since. Yeah. So, you know?
Yeah. I use like a crumble, put anything, like I make a crumble, but like an actual crumb, not like a, but I use that for fucking so much shit, savoury. That's not mine. I remember learning that was a possibility, but you can throw all kinds of shit through there. Like, like fucking herbs, nuts, anything. Obviously oats, anything through it. Just make a crumble and do it. Yeah. And you can dial back on the sugar if it's a bit more savoury, like a pork, an apple or something. Exactly the same thing. I learned that. I'm not claiming that was my own. Yeah, but it has a place. It's so interchangeable.
Yeah, there's something so frustrating about a chef standing next to you and telling you that your shit's his shit. But also,
like this close to him as well. You're like, what the fuck? I reckon if you've ever put a dish on the menu, you felt like that, even if it was accidental, or it's now his menu. Yeah, it's on his or her menu, and it was your dish. Even if they're nice about it, I think you still have that little bit of a feeling. Yeah, but also you're not. That's just be the owner.
It sounds like he's not giving him any credit. Like it is, if you're the head chef, it is your
menu.
menu.
Recording as a message. Yeah, I would say he's definitely not giving it.
But all we have to do as the head chef is turn around and be like, "Hey, that was a great idea. Thanks for that." Yeah, and it's your menu and your dish and your restaurant. Yeah, and you're the head chef, and it's all yours. Yeah, but it's nice to give out some credit where credit is due.
Totally.
It also sounds like he's asking him to come in with new ideas and then completely disregarding that part of
still am.
Yeah. What I would say that he should do is like write everything, bring in his little book. If the head chef is asking him for an idea, be like, oh, I've got this idea. It's like master stock duck and with anise and with peas. And if you want that one, and then I'd flick the page and I would do the next one. And if he ever comes back to me and he says, oh, what about this master stock duck dish? I'm like, yeah, it's right here. Yeah. It's in the book.
Yeah. I don't think there's any fixing it. I don't think there is. Especially if like the most like the worst bit is if someone like a front of house goes, oh, just tasted that. That was great, chef. And he goes, yeah. it's the something that I put in it, and that was yours. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's the worst. And you're like, fuck this.
Yeah, the second part of it is like the idea is fine, but who's writing the recipes?
Fucking ego. Yeah.
Who's actually like if you're also writing the recipes and he's claiming your food, well, I would confront him, have a fight, then leave.
Oh yeah, I'd do none of that and then leave. Yeah.
I love a little
I'll just
confrontation though.
leave.
I don't want to miss out on one.
Yeah. But there's, I don't know, there's like, and at the same time, I mean, that's, you're the head chef, right? So fucking, it's your menu. Yeah. I don't know. I actually, now I think about it, I've had a dish come back and somebody didn't like it and then they've claimed it's mine. But before they claimed it was theirs.
Yeah.
And you're like, I see how this works.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before.
Yeah,
that sucks. Anything that's bad is yours. Anything that's good is theirs.
Yeah.
You're just going to come across those jerks.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're making the recipes, if you came up with the idea and you have to do the recipes and the tasting and he's saying it's all his, fucking find somewhere else maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Move on.
I don't know.
Because you've got all the skills and this guy's got fuck all.
Yeah, it depends how good the place is to work at. It might be like a really nice place to work. Might
Yeah.
be a nice dynamic other than that.
Yeah, because you are bringing in all your ideas and you are changing every month and you are experimenting. At least you're getting something out of it. Write them down.
So if we were if we switch this problem to an office space environment where there is an HR person, the HR person would be like, look, what you need is sit down with the person, we'll mediate, and you're like, meanwhile shit's burning. There's no time for this shit.
Yeah.
There's no time to like focus on how to fix it.
And people's feelings.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile you're cooking the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very annoying cooking your own dish and it being claimed on the pass. That is, yeah.
Even designing the plating and doing the recipe.
Yeah.
And then him claiming it. I understand this guy's frustration totally.
I know we have mainly chefs listening to us, but we do have other people. It's very hard to explain how frustrating that is.
Yeah. All right.
You
So
cook it, you fucking rest it. Also, most of my career, I was cooking all the proteins. I was cooking all the beef, all the fish perfectly. No one ever fucking whinged about shit unless it was a mucked up, well done or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a mixed up medium and rare or something like this. So that was what I had. And it was always like, it's on you now. There's so much on you to get that right.
Mm-hmm.
So when someone says, oh, no, you didn't do that, it's the same feeling. You're like, I did. Look at it.
Yeah.
You fucked up. It wasn't me. It's very easy to say it's not you. But then cooking the food that's yours perfectly, carving it exactly the same way every single time, whatever, and then have someone go, you love this dish, that's mine? Well, fuck that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Even if you designed it one day,
That's what I mean.
2 months ago,
Yeah.
I'm cooking it right this second.
Yeah, tell me how you came up with that. Tell me how you came up with it. Yeah.
Yeah. It is a big thing,
I had a
though.
bush in my own house. You'd never heard of fucking chrysanthemum before or something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Me
It's
and
part-
Lachie both agree we would leave.
It's part two. Fuck.
What do you do if your owner starts claiming your ideas
Dude, that is-
/ dishes and ideas to improve the business as their own?
Business ideas.
Do you then complain to the owner, or
Yes.
do you just move on and forget about it? I'd really like some advice because I don't really know what to do at this point in the career, because I'm trying my hardest, but I feel like I'm not getting much back.
Mm.
Any advice, or just I just need someone to tell me not to do what I'm doing, to be fair.
You got it, bro. We
nice
got
one,
you.
boys.
You've got all
See
of
you,
the
mate.
skills.
Thanks, man. I appreciate the message.
Yeah, you've got the design skills. You've got the
By the way, this
chef
is the-
skills.
yeah.
You don't need this dude. And there's a billion jobs out there where you can go and find a restaurant where you can do your own menu every month and someone would appreciate it.
But this is a great problem to have. You're just not realizing. We're just trying to convince you, like you said, to quit your job and fucking work.
Yeah.
But it's a great problem to have.
Yeah.
You know how many people can't consistently write good shit?
Mm.
That's why you
Business
that's why
ideas, menu
people
ideas.
need people like you, right?
Yeah.
So you know what? Fuck it. Move on to the you might get on with the owner. I don't know your dynamic I'm not saying fuck him over or anything like that. You can leave anytime you want. But I would say that you can explain to people that these are your dishes, because at the next place you can just recreate it. He can't do that.
Yeah.
He can't do that on the next menu.
Yeah, and he can't tell you, which I've had happen to me, that you can't use any of the things that you've created in your own mind.
Yeah, because you're in your own mind. I know, yeah.
So you can fuck off anywhere and do whatever you want. I would say it sounds like you might be in the part of your career where you want to...
you're already there.
You want to get to a winery because you're sounding super creative in terms of what you can bust out, and there's not a lot of people. So you might want to get yourself to a winery and do slow winters and fast summers and just keep creating fucking more dishes, dude.
I reckon you already know the answer. Right at the end there, you kind of gave a hint of you fucking, yeah.
Do you know what it is? There's no other chef in the kitchen, so he can't just look at someone and be like, fuck this. And the other guy just go, just quit, bro.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah. I'd feel bad too. I would feel bad even if I wanted to quit. I'd feel, because it's like, it is just, it says there's a 2-person show.
Yeah.
So now it's a 1-person show. You're kind of a bit of a dog, right? Or you feel like that, even if you aren't. Everyone moves on.
Give him 4 weeks notice. Be a legend.
Yeah, but you'll still feel like that. I guarantee.
Yeah.
It's because of what it is, and you like it. You clearly have passion for what you want to do and what you're doing.
Probably a popular place too. It's probably getting a lot out of it.
Well, we've all been there anyway. I don't know if this fucking helps, but whatever.
Yeah, nice.
I like
that was very heartfelt.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, we solved it.
It's like advice lines for chefs. It's so funny.
Yeah. We'll put us... I'm going to print off fake fucking certificates for our, for our fucking psychological help.
We've also got some comments here and stories and different things that we were going through this week. Lockie's printed out an amazing piece of paper here called Fuck Ups.
Yeah, I was trying Hello.
So these are just things that have come in online that we're going to go through as well. Have a bit of a crack. At Richard Luma, asked an apprentice to clean a chicken that had some feathers still in the flesh, and he turned on the hot water and grabbed a scourer and washing soap.
Literally cleaning it. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
clean a chicken.
Like you're cleaning a chicken.
Dude.
This one has happened to me. Oh, wait. Yeah, this one's happened to me. Kristen said, my chef Abby spent hours preparing a consomme, clarifying the stock and perfecting and perfectly cutting the veggies for a function. The kitchenette on night shift decided he had extra time, so he blended it all for us.
Oh.
Yeah, I've had that happen. I don't know why I know that. Maybe we had a kitchen hand doing soup or something for us, and you would just...
Yeah.
Like if the pot was there, it's, oh, I need to blend it or something, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I just remembered one of my worst kitchen fuck-ups. That
fucking nightmare.
One of my chef mates...
You could strain that off, though.
Has never let me live this down, and every time he will fucking bring it up whenever I have a drink with him. I was sous chefing at a pub in England, and soup of the day was like a chicken chowder.
Mm.
So I'd cut all the vegetables perfectly, and I'd cut the chicken perfectly, and I'd made a cream sauce, and I'd put it all together, and it was like a nice chowder.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the last minute, for some reason, I was fucking super busy. I decided that it needed just like a tiny little blend to bring it all together. So I stuck a stick blender in it, and I pulsed it, and it just turned to fucking throw up.
Yeah.
And it was it was all ripped. Like the chicken wasn't chunky anymore. It was all blended and fucked. And then I had to serve it for the rest of lunch.
That happened to me. I had it was a pork broth, I guess you'd call it. Basically like the same shit, like pork, and then loads of veggies like broad beans. It's a winter broth, right? So like broad beans, peas, well not peas, but beans, any of that shit, right? And then asparagus, and then you put it in a bowl, and then you just pour it's the fucking easiest dish in the world. Sell it for $50, whatever. We'd made it, showed everyone how to do it, everything. And then this guy was serving it like that. Like he got it and he was blending up. Like he blended up before service at what he thought was enough for service. He'd literally got everything in that bowl and blended it up. And then he was serving it. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And it would have been looked like that.
Would it look the same?
It
Yeah.
looked fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And he goes, this is the thing. I was like, you saw us do it, right? He goes, I think I was here. I was like, it was yesterday. You know, like, I get new menu items are fucking tough, and you got to be around because everyone doesn't quite remember every single thing. It doesn't matter how many times.
Don't add blending to.
Yeah, but like it couldn't have been easier. It's like you blanch the veg from the veg or the hot. This guy's got the fucking pork.
Yeah.
You put it in, and then the one you sort of fucking present it in that's so clear anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Just salty pork broth. And then fucking probably came with some fucking sourdough, some bullshit.
Yeah, but if you're like, oh, I don't really remember the dish, but maybe I do. Don't add blending to it.
I didn't get how that happened. So I was looking at like, what the fuck? And then he was like, since in what world are we blending cooked pork in the fucking, like in what world?
I'm still pissed about that soup to this day. I shouldn't have done it. I've never done it again.
Don't know, is it brain fart?
Yeah, I had a massive brain fart. Taffy O'Hooligan. Very cool name. I reckon
on there?
You're Irish.
He's always fucking liking my shit.
Love
is 2 Taffy O'Hooligans.
No,
Go
there's
on.
only one. Or 7 in Ireland. Love those honest chef fuck-ups. As devastating as they potentially can be, it's those that we learn from. Every mistake is worse than the last. Oh, every lesson is bigger than the last, and that's pretty cool. This was just a little bit of support for everybody else on this page.
Yeah. That would have been on a post about someone completely fucking something up. Yeah.
Yeah, we fuck shit up all the time.
But that is true, though. Like, you don't know till you... Yeah. You don't know.
Every mistake is worse than the last. We hate, as chefs, we do hate making mistakes, though, hey?
Yeah, but that's your whole apprenticeship. That's why they give you an apprenticeship.
Yeah, it
You're
irks
gonna
us.
fuck it. Yeah.
We're like perfectionists in some kind of way, you know?
Yeah, with everything.
Yeah. So I get you.
Yeah, I agree. But like, if you never fucked something up, you're never going to achieve anything. Or you're just going to be scared to never do anything you want to do, ever. If you're not afraid of like fucking shit up. I fuck shit up all the time. And I'm perfect, you know what I mean?
Oh my God, this one's awesome. Bizarra. I can't read your name anymore.
How dare you?
I caught the new chef try to make mash out of raw potato. I was encouraged till I saw the cold raw potatoes fly out.
Yeah.
Is he talking about flying out of the masher?
I would say like maybe like I'm envisioning a fucking
A moolie.
Yeah.
Oh, he was using a big bowl and a big masher.
Oh, there you go.
Didn't think he got anywhere. He said after, I knew I was doing something wrong.
That's big strength too, to think you're going to do that. Yeah.
Dude, that is so funny.
Yeah, I can imagine that too. That's actually, I can imagine the noise that would make too. But you're like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Just missiling
I
the
knew
potatoes
I was
at you.
doing
Yeah.
something wrong.
They're so slippery too, those spuds.
Do you reckon that this person peeled the potatoes so they're like slippery, starchy,
that's what I'm imagining.
raw potatoes in a big silver bowl?
That's what I'm imagining.
And then there's just like,
it's just, you just go, whoop.
and they're just pinging out?
Yeah.
And I wonder how long you'd
That's
watch
what I'm
that.
thinking of.
I'd watch that for a while before I said anything, to be honest.
It'd be very entertaining. I'd definitely try and get other people around it. Like, hey, look at this shit.
Yeah. I'd take a photo if I had my phone. We didn't have phones that much when I was a chef, but that's photo worthy. He was using a big bowl and a big masher. I knew I was doing something wrong. Imagine him just looking up to you afterwards and just being like, I knew I was doing something wrong.
Yeah, you know, just stop, or if you have time, I can probably cook them.
Dude, mashed potato is so particular as well. Like, it's not like you can even just cook it and mash it. Like, you have to actually do all of this extra shit, and this guy's just circumvented everything for a raw potato.
This was fucking funny. It's just I was air drumming and knocked a 2-day lobster bisque reduction on the floor.
Oh,
I just love it. It's like, I can imagine. It's like, fuck, what a nightmare.
Oh, and lobster bisque that's a tough one.
Yeah, but you're never going to come back from that. It's probably you've kept all the heads and the shells and everything, as well.
It's over for you. Air
That's
drumming,
such a bad one.
But you sound like a legend though for air drumming.
I just like the air drumming bit. Yeah. And then something about Master Stock. Where was that one? The Apprentice, before I was hired, did it with Master Stock. Oh, they threw it out. They threw the Master Stock out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that happened. I heard when I was an apprentice, that was something. It was definitely like an urban legend that the Duxton had a Master Stock there that was like 20 years old, and someone did that to it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like an old rumor, hey.
Dude, if you have one for a year, we had one for almost my entire apprenticeship, and it was it's so good. You can't fuck with it. Like I've one at home now. I put it in the freezer and refresh it every time, and then refresh it like in the fridge. And once you have it out, you fucking just start using it for everything. But
Yeah,
I
so
still
good.
have one. You just can't do anything. Like it just gets better and better and better.
Yeah.
That shit's heartbreaking. Jus, yeah, obviously that sucks and you're in the shit, but you can it's a one-time thing. It's a one use only. It's like you got to get more bones and do it, obviously. It's a pain in the ass and everyone's an asshole.
Yeah, it's like someone
Master
throwing...
Stock, you're like, that's somebody's life.
Yeah, throwing out your sourdough starter or...
Yeah, totally.
Any of your
or not even
fermenting
throwing
stuff.
out sourdough starter, putting something in your starter so it's dead.
No.
Or you're like, you killed... I'm watching my fucking baby die.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
Yeah.
Especially if you've been looking after it. I used to always look after it. I'm like a massive Master Stock fucking guy. I just always looked after it. If someone fucked with it, everyone used it, you know what I mean? But in any place I was at. And then once you taught someone how to make one and things like that, they would get into it. I think it's like the teaching of it doesn't just exist. It exists to get better and
all those like fermented things though, like all of those are like living beings.
Yeah,
that you're all looking after.
Yeah, that was kind of not fermented, but
no, it's the same kind of idea. Though,
yeah. I mean, once you bring it to the boil, it's fine. Yeah. But it gets better with the more shit you put in it and everything like that. But yeah, just holding on to something for that long,
it's very cool.
Yeah.
Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, but also look after it. There's a lot of comments coming through, which I agree with too. I don't think I've got many of them on there because they're all the same shit of like that is training. That is like, yeah, you put the pot near the kitchen hand and you can't not expect him to deal with it. And I get that too, but these are all just, in my opinion, brain farts. But also, yes, that is fucking a training thing. Or you didn't have time. Or you literally just went, fuck it.
Yeah.
It'll just happen every day like it normally happens.
Yeah.
So it's just constantly repeating yourself saying, don't throw this out. Yo, did you hear me?
Or using it all.
Yeah. So it's that. It's like, don't throw this out. But it's like constantly repeating yourself all day. Like eventually you're just going to get fucking tired and forget. Or someone says table 23's been waiting 20 minutes and you forget that you just put the pot down or, Yeah.
G'day guys, you've already probably touched on it, but could you touch on the cling film and glad wrap? The beautiful motherfucker that it is. We all know.
Yeah.
We all know what it is.
Yeah. My wife doesn't like, so she buys this, okay, so she buys this small glad wrap. This is about kitchens, by the way. She buys a small glad wrap just for home, right? But I'll always just destroy it out of the box and just things and then...
Yeah.
It's all tight and I'll just throw it up like it, but keep it very nice, right? Or put it back in the box, but it's not completely over the... I don't even know how this works. It's like a housewifey sticky thing on the outside, which I don't care about.
I can't figure it out.
I refuse to cut myself on whatever garbage they've put there that doesn't work. So yeah, they're that. But so she buys the big she still buys the big industrial one. Not that we go through it. It's just like there's one over there. If you want to completely fuck the glad wrap, there's one over there. Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
But I'll just forget. I'll go, there's the glad wrap and go whoop, and then go back in the box. And she's like, it's not,
Did you have people used to go, fuck it off their chops in the kitchen if someone dropped the
dude,
roll?
that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, and then you bent the edge, and then forever, every time you went round one cycle,
Yeah.
it would fuck up and rip off.
Completely fuck up.
I had a
You'd have
head
to
chef.
you just have to take the time to do it because it was too much of an annoyance. I would completely waste half a roll doing it.
Yeah.
Just go
Yeah, I had a head chef that would
or give someone the job.
go fucking ballistic if you drop the foil. If you
I
bent,
would too,
if you
though.
bent the foil, yeah, I was fine with it.
Yeah.
But it was like his pet hate. He would just go off, dude. He'd just like throw the foil like straight in the bin, like a whole roll, brand
Yeah.
new. Apprentice drops it,
Oh, he just put in the
dings
bin.
it. He'd just yell at you for half an hour.
Yeah, that's sane. So we talked about the inside and the outside of the alfoil before, hey?
Yeah, I still don't know the answer.
There is no answer. Fuck people that tell you shit too.
No,
Like,
there's a
you tell them
reflective.
it- No, fucking
Yeah.
let's start, dude. This is moon landing shit. Like, I had a guy. Yeah, I think we definitely. Maybe I have talked about it in different podcasts, maybe. But the inside of the out. I had a guy go so ballistic at me all the time about the inside, the shiny side in. You got to put the shiny side in because it's more conductive. I kind of get it. Like, I'm not a retard.
Yeah,
I did well at school. I understand physics.
yeah.
I understand.
It sounds correct.
It is correct. It's why you have the reflective shit on the inside of your Eskies and your fucking Coles bags and whatever else. I get it. You're telling me it's going to be quicker or more? Yes, it's going to be more efficient, but the oven's still going to be on
Yeah.
the whole time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just,
And what percentage are we talking efficiency? 1%?
don't ask these questions. You will never get the answer. You just get fucking blasted in the ear again.
That ended up being my argument at the end of it. I was like, dude, how much
But it made me flip
change?
it. It made me consciously flip it
Really?
and make him angry. No, and like to the point where he was like, "Are you a fucking idiot?" And I was like, "Nah, that's why I'm doing it because I'm not an idiot." I said I did this 2 days in a row. Guess what? Timer went off. It was ready. Like, I was so adamant about it. It's only because he went so fucking hard about. But that was the same thing.
Yeah.
Same sort of guy.
Getting crazy.
But that was like, I think everyone has those things. I definitely have them. I can't off the top of my head remember. But I definitely have those. When I see him, go, no, you got to do it like this.
Glad wrap is one of them.
Yeah.
When like if someone has just kept pulling it around and around and around, but the edge keeps cutting off and off and off, and they don't fix it, I'd fucking get pissed.
There's also kitchens that won't let you take it out of the box. You ever worked in those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never understood. I was just like,
Or vice versa. It comes out straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's up to whoever the chef is. That's his.
keeping it in the box is just annoying.
I always liked either way because there was some prep jobs that would be better if you just had a box and just keep doing this because you only need a certain, like if you're rolling, maybe if you're, I don't know whatever it was, you're rolling something. But then most of the time I want it out because I want it taut. I want to get it so tight and I'm rolling shit all day or
Yeah.
I'm rolling everything.
That's
Or,
why,
or you're like, what do you do in a box when you fucking want to roll a whole bench of like anything?
Yeah. But then people keep fucking it up so much that like
Keep
I don't want
putting
to
it
go
back in a
into a
box.
box and
So I like both. I actually do like both. I like having a box, and that's when I get annoyed. Is like you took the box one out of the box.
yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah,
There's
one of each.
4 other ones.
One of each is a good idea.
Yeah.
For sure. But if you're an inbox Glad wrap and you're using it,
Pastry chefs.
make sure that it's all perfect and fine. Don't just fuck it up and leave it there.
Yeah.
Like
Pastry
some
chefs love the box. They love the box.
Yeah.
They would always go, don't touch my book. But actually, I think all pastry chefs that don't touch my shit ever.
Yeah, they
don't come
don't
in
like
here.
anyone touching anything.
Don't fucking walk through here. We just fucking
We're
mopped
trying
our
to-
little square.
We're trying to bitch about other people in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember washing the floor?
You left the freezer off last night. It's not our problem. It's not our fault.
Washing the floor and they would just do their tiny little fucking strip.
Yep.
And they're like, we're done. I'm like, no, fucking get out here and wash the
Meanwhile,
floor. eh?
Larder has a smaller area and they're doing the whole kitchen
Yeah.
every night.
Yeah.
And your bit because you can't like not
Under the
spill.
ovens.
What are you gonna do? Like not spill shit near you?
Yeah, what kind of asshole just like washes their tiny little bit and then puts tea towels down
I
so the
know.
water doesn't come in?
I know.
What an ass.
But pastry chefs are a breed. Like they're so because it's all like chemistry. It's all recipe based shit. Don't touch me.
Yeah.
I know like my eggs are out. and things like that. My
They're-
eggs are at this temperature.
Like chefs are anal, but they're like the next level anal.
Don't put salt in my sugar. Like, oh, you can imagine how much shit they got to worry about. Idiots just throwing their,
Yeah, and temperature means more to them, like the temperature of their area and stuff. And
Yeah, but I just think good pastry chefs have that mindset anyway of everything is in control, squared off,
yeah,
to
the
very
decimal.
calm and fucking, process. So I get that. They're just,
and that's why we hate them. And we'd never talk to them, and we all go have fun at the pub afterwards while they do desserts.
yeah, but also like, dude, all the pastry chefs I ever known have been really nice to me.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm just throwing them slices of fucking rum.
Well,
and
that's
shit.
another.
Like,
That's another person that I would.
you want some Wagyu, bitch?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
give them the food because
Yeah.
I wanted desserts and sorbets and stuff. So I was
I was
always
never,
nice.
I was a big cheese guy, so I would always get the ends of the cheese, or they would give me, any of it, any of it.
Sugar throughout the day of a kitchen, like going into a cool room and like stuffing your hand into the milk buds, the milk, like the white milk duds
Yeah,
or
that's why
whatever.
they hate us.
Yeah, I know, and just
Fucking
smashing
putting
them in
raw-
my face, and then just being like, "Oh my god, that's so good," and then just walking out.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a certain chocolate. Yeah,
Like I hate to admit this, but there was like one stage where I used to like chug maple syrup
okay,
to get through a day.
all right,
Have we reached it? Have we reached the bottom?
that's insane.
Yeah, and we're worried about that guy drooling, but there has been a time where I'm ashamed of this, chugging as much maple syrup into my face as I could.
You should be. I think I would die if I did that today. That's
Yeah.
a lot of fucking sugar.
Yeah,
It's pure sugar.
outrageous.
What a vein. What's time we got left? 15.
A little bit. A couple of stories from you and me, I reckon.
Go on.
Where that one we've done. Oh, I just did Glad Wrap. So
yeah, some of them we're done, yeah.
I just did Glad Wrap, which was good. I could talk about Glad Wrap all day.
Yeah, me too.
I've actually written a new joke about Glad Wrap, which is good.
I don't know what this is. There's a bunch of shit going on here.
Mm-hmm.
This one just says, busy lunch service. We're on a university campus and we smashed out great food with a 120-seater that could turn 3 to 4 times in a 3-hour lunch. Yuck. Head chef for this one was Prof.
Professional.
Okay.
No?
Nah, Prof. He had the name because... Oh, no,
Professor.
We've done this one.
We've done that. Professor.
We've done that one too.
360 covers in a lunch.
I'm in the middle of the bonus round where you guys are talking about the perspective of a female chef. My perspective was I had to grow a penis to fit in. Luckily, I grew up with 3 older brothers, so it wasn't such a culture shock being the only female. But there was many kitchens I worked in where I was the only female. One Italian place in particular was hard, as I was the first ever female chef they hired. Fuck. Uh-oh. 70 killers were made from older Italian men customers. No shit. If I was ever in the pizza section, they would get, what's she doing there? The first day of my apprenticeship, my head chef told me a kitchen was no place for a girl. My response was, it was all right for your mum though, wasn't it? That's fucking actually great. I think the hardest part about being a female chef was having to constantly prove myself, not just as a chef, but a female in a male-dominated industry. Probably why so many chicks had chips on their shoulders. If you guys want any more insight, let me know. I was a chef for 14 years, but got out around 2014, so it means I was a little old. Towards the end of my time in the kitchens, I noticed a lot more females coming through, and it wasn't so uncommon.
Yeah.
That's kind of spot on. I mean, like her experience there was pretty male dominated though. That's insane for the first female ever.
Yeah, I think that isn't
Her
it.
chef
Why?
say she would belong there?
Why would like even European, Italian people, women
Why would
run
you even
kitchens
hire
at
them?
home, but they can't be in kitchens professionally? I don't
And
understand.
they cook
that.
the same food, and they genuinely say this is my nonna's recipe, but
Yeah.
my nonna can't work here.
Yeah, why can't she work?
Yeah.
Women have always cooked. Why can't they professionally cook in kitchens? I've never got it. I never understood it.
I agree. That's kind of that's exactly the insight.
And they can be good, like great. I've worked with some amazing female chefs.
Yeah, females can do the human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They like, but also in saying that, if I'm being honest, a lot of the female chefs I remember, like the sous chefs and stuff, were fucking hard asses.
I think it either went. Well, I was talking about this the other day to somebody, an owner of a female owner of a place, and she was talking about her cooking, and I was like of the opinion that like I only remember the apprentices going one way or the other. The female apprentices, they would either go, I can kind of make everyone do shit for me because they're male, or I'm so against that I want to do everything for myself and just become hard and but I mean like the same way we would has become hard. No, I can do everything. I'm the same as everyone. I can, but I would say that was more pressure to do that.
Yeah.
But then you were like, you'd go the other way. I never really saw it straight down the middle where you're like, oh. But I would see that as an apprentice like starting out. So they didn't really, they either wanted to learn everything and just go hard out, I'm the same as everyone, or they just go, oh shit, if I just blink my eyes a bit, I can get this done. But they're the ones that didn't really last.
Yeah,
They
a
were
lot
just
of them.
like, I don't know what I want to. I just want to learn how to cook. Or
Wasn't there just a lot of hard female sous chefs? Like I know.
yeah, but that's when they got to sous chef.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking is like, how the fuck did this even happen? How does it? That's where I saw it kind of sorted out. That's my experience anyway.
And I felt like a lot of them thrived in that sous chef position. Like the head chefs definitely liked it. I knew some head chefs well. Like I worked in a couple of good kitchens like this with that dynamic. And yeah, they worked really well with a female sous chef, and she would run the kitchen and he would go and do all of the office stuff, and they would work on menu design together. And then that female sous chef, both times, a very similar type of person, would yell their fucking asses off at us, and we would listen and jobs would get done.
Yeah, I don't think it's an issue.
It was a good dynamic.
But it's definitely different from... It would definitely be different from our perspective.
Yeah.
Also, you don't really know what's said when you're not around. Like, if you're okay, if you're like one of the good guys that's not going to get involved in like sexism or fucking all that sort of bullshit, you're never... I don't think you're ever going to hear the total story. You're never going to hear the little comments because you're not around. You're the guy that doesn't deal with it. So you're never going to... Like, when you're... Or if it's your night off.
Yeah. Or jerk-offs, like...
Yeah.
They do those snide comments in private time, private areas.
Yeah, because they're weak as piss. There's pussies,
Walk past scenarios, dry store scenarios.
Little brush. I've seen brush. I've seen brush past and I've said stuff. Like, what the fuck, dude? But I know it's been, but that is like the fourth time I've seen it. Maybe you just said the first time. But it's just like the kitchen. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because there's a lot
and also there's no reaction. If there's no reaction, maybe they got something going. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to step in on people like, But I've definitely said some shit and you're like, she's fine. You know, she's standing right there. It's like we were talking about before. It's a very unique situation where you're all having a thing in a very close knit, everyone can hear everyone.
Yeah.
And so just don't. If you touch her again, dude, what the fuck? What do you want? What do you want out of this? I've had an argument with this guy, but deliberately. This is all flooding back. About it in front of this chick, and she was like fine with it, and I was like, just don't do it. What do you think? Do you think she's gonna fuck you because you keep accidentally touching her ass?
Yeah.
While you're walking from the car and you don't need to be in.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do it 15 times a service? You don't need to do it. So I don't know, like that's a shit. But like, So
no
I just
touching.
Think, but if I wasn't around the next time, what the fuck's going to happen then?
Yeah. I've
There's a time and a place too. You don't need to like rope a person.
No touching at all. I was really only just thinking about sort of like the horrible comments and stuff.
Yeah, but that just I just remembered that now.
I remember sticking up for a female chef once. Like people were just going a little bit too hard at her, and I was like, "Hey man, can you just like maybe back it up?"
Yeah, you wouldn't do
and
that to
she
me.
stepped in and she told me to shut up.
Perfect.
And I was like, "Fine, like, that's cool."
Yeah.
And like I didn't have any offense to it or anything. I was like, "Yep, okay, that's cool."
We might have talked about this before again, but the best one I've ever heard was lady coming out of the cool room, and the guy goes, she had like radishes or something. It was so bizarre. She had like radishes or anything like that, and he was like, oh, nice bunch or something, something like that.
Nah.
And she was like sick. And then he was just one of those guys.
Yeah.
And then he said it again in a different way, like plump or something like that. And she goes, you know what? Fine. Show me your dick. And we were all like, oh. And he was like, what? And he was like, you heard me. Show me your dick right now. You obviously want to do it. Show me your dick. Let's see what we're going with. Oh, fuck you. Let's go. And he was like, what do you mean? And she put down this fucking bunch on the bench. Like, not angry, just like, come on. And she was like going for it. Like, no, just show me it. Let's get it over with. You obviously want to do it. It was such a power dude. And
Best way.
He never said a single thing after that.
Best way.
Yeah.
Emasculating.
100%.
Taking the power.
Never did shit, and I loved it. I was like, ha, 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 dickhead.
Yeah.
And he was like, what's wrong? Obviously, what's wrong with her? It's like, you bitch.
Yeah, you fucking jerk off.
Dickhead.
And it's also, dude, you should have just got your dick out. Someone asked you to do it, you fucking
Pull
pussy.
your dick out. Yeah, 100%.
You can't win that situation because even when he pulls his dick out, she's just going to be like, that's a terrible dick.
I reckon you could win that situation if you hadn't done all the other shit.
All right.
Like, so if it was just the first time you ever said something to her, but maybe there was a bit of a spark,
yeah,
that's just flirting. You know what I mean? That's just straight flirting, like everyone does in the workplace, whatever. Or wherever you see someone you're attracted to, and maybe you want to say something one time.
Yeah.
But knowing that he just keeps doing this, and she's like, you know what? Fine, let's go.
Yeah.
Right here. You want to do this in front of everyone? Yeah, and that was her point. She says, "Oh, you want to do this? You want to like do me in front of everyone? Let's do you." Yeah.
The only way that he could pull, that's a great call. There's only one way that he could pull back the power from a scenario like that, and that's to pull his pants down, full erection.
Yeah, it's massive dong. Yeah.
Just doesn't even have to be a big dick. Just full.
Veined up.
He's just a full erect penis, and then he's like, "Here it is."
Yeah.
And now we've got a standoff.
Yeah. Which one of you blokes wants to suck this? Yeah. I would say that too.
Who wants it?
Who wants it?
Who wants it?
Who wants it? It's
and then
fair
some random walks in, and there's like 7 chefs huddled around one guy with an erect penis.
I know.
And a female chef just saying like, "Get it out, get it out." You just turn back around and you'd be like, "I'm not getting involved in this."
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I like that. I thought that was cool. I thought it was a good way to handle it. But also, you've been abused for like however many weeks before that happens. It's not kind of cool.
Hopefully, there's not a lot of that going on anymore. I mean, just general overall abuse to all of us.
Yeah.
Not based on our gender. That's what we want.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Be a little bit of a dick to everybody.
Yeah. It's all good fun. It's all like that shit kind of goes down.
We're at the end.
All right, sweet.
That was a heap of fun. I'm fucking loving this. I'm loving the comments, loving the call-ins, and just send them in. Send in anything. Keep sending more stuff in, and we'll keep going through it and having a great time. This is the best shit.
Sweet.
And other than that, thanks for listening, and we will see you at the next one.